A former guest of After Prison Show got arrested. You know, I was going to title this something probably worse than this, saying he got locked up. That would have been clickbait. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want anybody assuming who was I talking about. Was this Danny? Was this Dave? And the first thing that I need to tell you guys is no. It was neither one of these people. And when I tell you who it is, you might not even really know who this person is. They only appeared on After Prison Show, I think, 3 times in total. And everything that I'm getting ready to share with you about this story is just absolutely insane. You know, I got so many thoughts that come to mind just first thinking about this. Like, you know, we've had quite a few people here on After Prison Show who have ended up getting locked up. It's pretty sad to think about that, and it's pretty sad to admit that. But you know, that's the fact of the matter. That's the reality of this situation. This is After Prison Show, and most everybody that we feature and deal with here on this channel in one form, fashion, or another has dealt with incarceration or been locked up. Ironically, this former guest who got arrested and is locked up right now, I don't think they had ever been in any trouble before. And I'm not 100% certain about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case, and well, it would seem now that they are definitely in a whole boatload of trouble. The person that this video is about is this guy right here. And just looking at this guy, you probably have no idea who this dude is. Many of you may have never seen him. Maybe to some he looks familiar. But who this guy is a dude by the name of Mike Jones. Yes, that is his real name. And like I said, this guy had only been on After Prison Show 3 times in total. The first time that you ever saw this guy was in the Ramen Soup's rap music video that we redid for the Gucci Gang song. He played the correctional officer in that video. We also featured him one time during a live stream where he made like a little guest appearance on that. I believe it was like the Ramen Soup's pre-music video release live stream. He was a part of that as well, and I can't find that live stream. I have no idea what happened to it. And he was also in a video prison tattooing a prison guard. And in that video, he again played the prison guard. Now, one thing also to throw into this is with those 3 videos that I featured this guy Mike Jones in, he never had any speaking roles in any of those videos. And the reason for that, well, there was a couple of reasons. One, I kind of wanted this guy to be like this mysterious guest playing this prison guard. He was never a prison guard ever in real life. He was just playing a role. But I wanted to kind of make him a mysterious dude. And another reason why this guy didn't have any speaking roles is because this guy, let's just be honest, this guy was pretty crazy. He was a loose cannon, and I just figured it would be best to just keep him with no speaking roles at all. And everything that I'm getting ready to share with you guys about this story is just absolutely insane. It is absolute insanity, including the way that I found out that this guy got arrested. And that actually happened this morning, me finding out about this because I was on Twitter. I was actually having a conversation with Josh from Lockdown 23-1. We were talking about some things, and he brought this situation up saying, hey, you know, it's pretty crazy that that guy Mike that you had in some videos got locked up and also got locked up for an arson charge. And it wasn't just one arson charge. I would find out that it was four arson charges. He's got 4 counts of arson right now that he's sitting in jail for. And I know some of you are hearing this saying, damn, you know, that's crazy that you and this dude from Lockdown were having a conversation. And to be honest with you, you know, I've had conversations with this guy a few different times in the past. I've got no issue with this dude whatsoever. And you know what? I wish this dude all the success in the world. So with that, a special shout out to Josh from Lockdown 23-1 who first brought this situation to my attention. Because even crazier than how I found out about this is that this happened last month during the 15th or 16th of August. And I just found out about this a month later this morning. And believe me, if you think that that is crazy right there, trust and believe when I tell you that this story is only going to get so much more insane. I want to start all of this with a little background about this guy, Mike Jones, and me. You know, I've known about this guy for many years in my life, probably since about the age of 18. I've heard this guy's name. I've known friends who have known him, friends of friends. We have always ran in similar circles, however, just never really associating with each other. And I would end up getting in all sorts of trouble going in and out of jail myself, in and out of prison. And then it would be this time when I get released, and After Prison Show has become a thing, and this is what I'm working on. I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was sometime earlier this year. I'm pretty sure this happened in 2018. It was earlier this year when Mike Jones would actually message me, I think on Facebook, and me and him would actually start communicating for the very first time. And when me and him first started talking, Yanni was a part of After Prison Show during this time. Dave was locked up. You know, I learned some things about this dude that I never would have ever imagined. And when you hear these things, wow, that's all I got to tell you. But when Mike Jones first started messaging me on Facebook and we first began talking, he began telling me how he had some experience doing videos on YouTube and also working with some big time YouTubers. And when he first started telling me this, I had a hard time believing this, but then he actually proved this to me. You know, this guy Mike Jones might be somebody that you're not familiar with at all. You might have never even seen the Ramen Soups rap video. You might have never seen prison tattooing a prison guard. You probably didn't see the live stream. Some of you may have. But one thing I can guarantee you that you never knew about this guy was this guy actually created the theme song. I think it's a theme song. I know it is a very popular song for a very popular YouTuber, a guy by the name of Roman Atwood. You know, when he first told me this, I did not believe this at all. Yeah, right. You created a song for Roman Atwood and that song has blown up. I didn't believe it at all. But he most certainly proved this to me, and you can go look up the Smile More song right now on YouTube. And there is going to be plenty of acknowledgement to this guy, Mike Jones 757, the area code right here for Chesapeake, Virginia, proving just what this guy was telling me. So of course, as he's telling me this, hey, I've got connections with Roman Atwood. I'd like to work with you as well. You're local, I'm local. Let's do some big things together. Of course, at first I was like, man, this sounds like a really good idea. Who knows how far we could take this with your connections and everything that we're already doing here with the After Prison Show. It might be a good thing. But you know, then I would begin to deal with this guy, Mike Jones. I would begin to work with him a little bit, especially when it came to the Ramen Soups music video. In fact, he was the one that actually lined up that location where we filmed it on the rooftop, like 20-something stories up in the air. Beautiful location. He lined that up for us. But it was when I began to work with this guy that I really started to realize this guy is a loose cannon and he's definitely dealing with some problems himself that I don't really want to put out there. I don't feel like I need to put that out there. But the dude definitely had some issues, and I definitely had some apprehensions about the entire situation that kind of made me just deal with this guy at arm's length and at distance. And from the conclusion of the Ramen Soups rap video that we made together, the live stream that we did, and also the prison tattooing a prison guard video, and you know, there was definitely a lot of other stuff going on during that time, especially in relation to Yanni. I hate to even bring that up, but that most certainly was taking place during that time, and we all just definitely went our separate way. But me and this guy Mike Jones would remain friends on Facebook, and you know, I would see the posts that he would make from time to time, and I just got to tell you, he would post some very, very disturbing type of stuff. You could just definitely tell he did not care what he was saying. And it was seeing this type of stuff that really just made me feel like this dude's definitely dealing with some major problems. And that is a situation that I'm glad I didn't involve After Prison Show in anymore. But fast forwarding to this morning, again, I was having a conversation with Josh from Lockdown 23-1. We were on Twitter. He told me about this situation, which was absolute news to me. I had no idea what was going on. And this caused me to look into this as much as I possibly could. I first went to Facebook looking to see when this guy was last active. I seen that it was about the middle of last month. And I also seen that some people had posted on his Facebook page saying some pretty crazy things that pretty much solidify everything that I was learning about. I even tried to message the person that made this post right here. I probably seemed, I don't know, like the police or like a stalker or something. I said, hey, I saw your post on Mike Jones's page. You know, can you tell me what happened? They never responded to me. And immediately I just went and typed this guy's name in, Mike Jones, Chesapeake, boom. This story right here pops up immediately. Now from here, I go right back to Messenger, messaging that same person I was just asking about this situation, saying, hey, look, never mind. I already found the story. Sorry for bothering you. And when I read this story that I found, you know, this is absolute insanity. This is just crazy to think. Here's a guy who, as far as I know, has never really been in any trouble before in his life. And, you know, now he's in some major, major trouble. I don't know what kind of issues this dude was really dealing with. Again, you know, this dude was most certainly a loose cannon. I could just tell he was dealing with some things that I didn't want After Prison Show to be a part of at all. I could see it through the Facebook post. I mean, it was pretty apparent. And then to read this story, actually, that's funny. I was trying to pull the story up on my phone, and that person that I messaged just messaged me back saying, yeah, it's really crazy what happened. Man charged with arson after car fire spreads to house in Chesapeake. What in the hell were you out there doing, man? 5 people, including 2 young children, have been displaced after a man has been charged with arson after a car fire spreads to a home overnight. Firefighters arrived and found a car on fire in the driveway that had spread to the home. Officials said the fire was quickly extinguished, but the home suffered significant damage. Following an investigation, Chesapeake Fire Marshals arrested Michael Jones, 32, on 4 counts of arson. This story would also go on to say that this house that was damaged and where this car was lit on fire at was at the home of Mike Jones's ex-wife, where their kids were inside of this home as well. You know, I don't know what happened, so I don't even want to sit here and speculate, but this is just absolute insanity. This ain't right. And you know, ain't nobody gonna look at this situation right at all. If you did this deliberately, if you went here and set this car on fire and then the house caught on fire and you did this deliberately where your ex-wife and your kids were inside of that house, man, I was right to never mess with you. I was right to cut ties with you when I did. And you know, it's a damn shame and it just makes me feel dumb hearing about this and thinking, you know, that I at one time featured this guy on After Prison Show as a part of the content that we were creating here. But who knows? Maybe this was an accident. Maybe he didn't mean for this car to catch on fire. Maybe he was doing something in the car. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to sit here and speculate on this situation. All I know is for the umpteenth time, everything about this, you already know what I'm going to say. Take a shot for every time Joe says crazy. But that's exactly what this is. You know, with every video that I do about somebody that I know or somebody that I feature here on After Prison Show getting locked up again, I always say I would never wish this on anybody. I would never wish the trouble that this person has got into on anybody. But if you did this deliberately, man, you deserve everything that you get. It's sad to have to say that, but that's the damn truth. Because this is one of them type of charges that will most certainly be frowned upon while locked up. It will. Man, you lit a house on fire with your kids inside of that house? And I'm going to throw this out here as well. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this dude had no record leading up to this. And if he did, he probably just had some minor stuff on his record. But 4 counts of arson? I don't care where you're at. I don't care what city, what state. It doesn't matter where you're at. Arson is something they don't play inside that courtroom. I done seen people have arson charges get lit up, no pun intended, lit up inside the courtroom. For 1 count. I've seen people with many counts of arson lit up. You're talking serious football numbers for that type of a charge. That is a serious offense. And again, that is an offense that the courts take super serious. And you got 4 counts of arson. I don't even know how you got 4 counts of arson. There was a car that was lit on fire. Somehow this car ended up on fire. You can see the pictures of this vehicle right here. I mean, this car is pretty much smoked. And then somehow the house where your ex-wife and kids ends up on fire too. I don't know if the fire spread. I don't know if it was a separate fire. This is a picture right here that somebody took in the middle of the night while this fire was taking place. So just thinking about that right there, the car and the house, that only sounds like 2 to me. What else did you do? How do you end up with 4 counts of arson? Were there more fires? I don't know what to say about this. I don't know that I should say, you know, I wish the best, I hope the best for this guy in this situation, because again, I don't know what the heck happened. All I know is it's sad. It's really sad. And it's sad that, you know, this was a guy that was featured here on After Prison Show, and this is where he is now, sitting in jail facing 4 counts of arson. You know, if you're dealing with some issues, and most certainly this guy was dealing with some issues, you need to recognize the fact that you got some problems. You need to recognize the fact that you're unstable. You need to recognize the fact that you could potentially do something extremely stupid. Because I'm going to say this, just in case there's anybody who might be thinking about this, Joe, why didn't you try to help him if you were seeing these Facebook posts? I'm going to say this, I can't help everybody. And if you're not willing to help your damn self, what good is anybody else trying to help you going to do? We've seen that firsthand quite a few times here on After Prison Show, and that is just an unfortunate reality. But if you know you got some issues, whether that's mental, whether that's addiction, whatever it may be, if you know you got some problems, you got to fix you. You got to do what you got to do for you, because can't nobody else do nothing for you. And if you do have some issues, you ought to think about fixing yourself before you end up in a situation that you probably do not want to be in at all. I can guarantee you right now, whatever happened, this guy's sitting there locked up feeling pretty dumb. It's crazy. I just wanted to share that story with y'all.